it's you. Come on in and join us.
Hey, the apple does not fall far from the shaving brush today with 345 soaps.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat and meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, we have something bittersweet.
Y'all, the good folks at Southern Witchcraft have decided to hang up their brooms and move on to new adventures. Thank you for being one of the artisans that inspired our entire journey. When I saw Autumn Ash, that just about tore it. We got to start a show, and we were able to procure one of the very last bottles of Autumn Ash aftershave from the Shave Supply. Your scent notes are
maple, spice, smoke, amber, cedar, oud, rain, plum, blackberry, ash, birch tar, pumpkin, coffee, dirt, and mildew.
And y'all, they are all here. This was the first set where folks were wondering how it was going to wash over us. And y'all, it was amazing. How did it wash over you?
I think it still washes over me different ways, different days. But the main thing for me is this is a transportive soap. Right. Every time I take a whiff, I get to go on an adventure and I never want to leave.
As a giant Sleepy Hollow fan, y'all, it just brings me such a deep and enormous sense of comfort. I bought the EDP a year ago. So Southern Witchcraft, thank you. May your skies always be clear and your seas always be calm on your new adventures. And please keep us all updated. And what is our soap today?
We have Burlington from 345. We're not quite sure what this smells like, but from the picture, we had to have it.
And it was on sale. There's a lot worse reasons to buy a shaving soap. Let's meet it. All right, y'all, from the sales page at 345soap.com. The mecca for aficionados of bespoke tailoring, Savile Row occupies a quiet corner of Mayfair, London that runs parallel with Regent Street. It was created during the development of the Burlington estate in the early 1730s and named after the Earl of Burlington's wife, Lady Dorothy Savile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row, hence the famous Savile Row.
The picture is a fun take on an iconic painting called The Son of Man. In the original, the man has a green apple covering his face and a different tie. I wanted to do something fun and have a take on it with traditional shaving. The scent is warm with undertones of ripe fruit. Sandalwood and patchouli bring the depth, while the undertones of peach, sweet rose, and an opening of gardens of flowers draw you closer. It needed some spice to round it out, so a little cinnamon was used. When you think of London in the times of aristocrats and Savile Row, you want the character of a gentleman's gentleman in the fragrance. This is it. Enjoy.
Who would you classify as a gentleman's gentleman nowadays?
Oh.
Tom Hanks, maybe? I don't know. Might even be a contender for the Marcus Clean scent of the year. We'll find out when we open the box. Y'all, we've had so much fun with 345 lately. Releve, Dink. Are you kidding me? The only jazz club homage, I think, in the wet shaving world. Oh, I love how they package
Okay,
these.
let's see which one this is. Let's see. Oh, I think I got it.
Ah, you did. So they did not see Hot 345 Summer. Make sure the camera doesn't pick that up.
Oh, it even says on the label, Burlington established 1730, y'all.
Whoa. Y'all, this might be the thinking man scent. I'm excited about this. Let's have our first impression. All right, I have some very serious questions I want to ask about this soap, but I need a duly elected representative to smell it first, if you'd be so kind.
Yes,
okay. See what's hiding in there.
Diving in.
I like the tubs for
Yes.
345.
Okay.
Feel good in your hand.
You want to get closer?
Oh, yeah, take it. You take it. You do it first.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
This may definitely be in the Marcus Clean lane. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot happening here. I was not expecting
Nice.
in a fun way.
What do you get?
I do feel like I have a brand new jacket, my friends. I am ready. But I was picturing like a leather kind of vibe. For some reason, this does not have leather in it. And I do remember reading that there were some fruits in here, but those are not hitting the way that I thought they would be hitting. I think it's just because we've had a bunch of spring ones so far.
We have done some fruity soaps lately, y'all.
So the fruit here is done very different. It's almost like maybe more of like a dried fruit idea that's just adding a little subtle sweetness, but it's not making it gourmandy at all.
Nice.
I feel like it's a glorious day outside with the whiff of this. I don't know if there's just water from that image coming off the bay. I have no idea. It's not aquatic, but there's something super fresh and brand new, like a new jacket,
right?
Without it being leather, without it being fresh laundry,
right?
I don't know if that helps because it's at least in that lane.
It does. Y'all, if you have ever had, what do they call it, a camel hair jacket like this, there's a very specific feel, texture, and smell to it, and it's kind of beautiful. I kind of hope a little bit of that homage is in there.
Well, it's funny because my brain was like, is this a cologne homage? No.
Right.
But like a fine jacket, like a man's man or a gentleman's gentleman, has a whiff that my mind kind of brings with it, and that's what's in this tub.
Nice. Does it smell like Tom Hanks might?
You know, he could rock this. I'm trying to figure out that first part of the whiff, because that's the part that's bringing you in. It's not like a baby powder. It's not a talc powder, but it's almost like a fine makeup powder or something that has a perfume in it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's where my whiff starts. And then I see this color blue. It's not aquatic, but it's fresh, it's clean, and then it goes off to a fun adventure, to a place I've never been, or a very fancy jacket that I want to take to all the new cool places.
Is it sweet?
Yes, but not gourmandy sweet at all.
Right.
So something is it might be that powdered part that's bringing me in.
Right.
I know they listed the fruits on there, but I'm not perceiving them as fruits necessarily in this whiff.
Right. Y'all, if you smell dink, it is a fabulous homage to a cologne called Jazz Club, and I think Releve is an homage to a perfume called Tutu by Greedy. And both of those were so far outside the box of what we thought EDPs could do. Jazz Club gives the illusion of being super sweet, but when you smell it, it's not sweet at all. And I'm not sure how it does that, but it's all charm. Releve, like you said, this might be incredibly gourmand without having a gourmand sense to it at all. So 345, my hat is off for the places that you've been taking our noses, and we looked it up. We do not think this is an homage, so I'm excited to experience an original
see if you
scent
can figure
from
out that middle part for me.
Right. Oh, it's a beautiful pour. We love this base, y'all. Talk about function. Here we go. That's different.
Right?
Holy.
Do you see why I was having a problem finding words?
Okay, whoa, wait a minute. Y'all, this opens for me with something that I wish were a lot more ubiquitous in the soap world, and that is a classification of EDPs. Soap. This has an absolutely beautiful, luxurious, decadent sense of a masculine, spicy soap when it opens the door, and boy, do I love that. And then it whisks you off to an adventure. This is like the wardrobe that Narnia is in. Yeah, because there's the snow and there's Mr. Tomness. Y'all. Oh, and then when I did ask my brain, where does this go beyond the soap? It did say something a tiny bit fruity, but as you said, absolutely not used as a gourmandy sense. Something where the fruit's bordering on its own floral to help add to that beautiful, clean soapiness in the middle of this. And I do get the sense of like a giant pea coat or like a camel hair coat, heavy and warm on your shoulder. Oh, this is absolutely gorgeous. Hold on. And then when that beautiful floral fruity hybrid goes up on the roller coaster, when it comes back down, it's totally different, and it's a spice almost bordering on a wood. Oh, y'all, this is incredible. Again, I love it on this show after almost 600 soaps when I can open one and boundaries that I thought were firmly in place are just getting shattered. Wow.
Okay, so the Marcus Clean Scent lane, right?
About 80% soap, about 20% of that beautiful fruity floral. And then when it comes back down, if your whiff is long enough, that's where you're rewarded with that spice and that wood, and your princess is in another castle.
I almost feel like if we were staying at a really fancy hotel and they took our clothes and washed them and steamed them and put like their little fine touches on them, there's something of that crisp cleanliness in there.
There are lines of EDPs that the Four Seasons and the Ritz-Carlton use as the signature scents in their hotel lobbies. This is the kind of thing they are striving for. Wow. Like the sense of opulence in this. Wow. And you know what else is cool? The sense of tradition. Once those EDPs started doing what they were doing around the year 2000, the scent world broke open like crazy. That's where math and chemistry met scent. But y'all, when you go the other way, back to the 1700s where everything had to be either grown or gathered, that's the sense of clean I'm getting in this. Something incredibly clever, but done with stuff that they would have had on hand in the 1700s.
It's funny, I'm even remembering now that cinnamon was on the list, and I don't perceive this as cinnamon.
No.
I almost just get that texture of the jacket somehow.
I get it as a woody spice. And then in the middle of this is a subtle shadow of a floral so beautiful that it is almost rose, but it doesn't quite put it in the net.
That is what that is. Okay, I was getting more of the drier side of the rose, and I think that's where my brain was thinking it was part of like that powdery soapy thing.
Well, hold on. You know what it is for me? Every once in a while, somebody really special will give me a flower on opening night. And sometimes I used to press them in a book. And when you open that book and discover that rosebud and you smell it, it still has some of its beautiful scent oil locked inside those petals. But there's a bit of age that you can sense along with it. Somehow that charm is in here too.
In the classiest way possible.
Right,
like it's almost turned up the rose scent notes in a new way.
And you know how when you were 7, you had that jewelry box that was scented with rose, and there was something about it that was so beautiful, but it was clearly a more childish scent oil? There was just a hint of that nostalgia in the middle of this for me too. Well, y'all, make sure your spats are clean. Let's go back to Savile Row for some scent notes. All right, back to the sales page at 345soap.com.
The scent is warm with undertones of ripe fruit. Sandalwood and patchouli bring the depth. Oh.
Y'all, I didn't think we'd run into this so fast. This is that patchouli from Holiday, I think. A beautiful, almost clean laundry patchouli, the other side of the scale from the dank San Francisco State stuff of my childhood.
It's used super light here, but then it says, while the undertones of peach, and sweet rose,
That's right!
along with opening gardens of flowers draw you closer.
Send your congratulations to We Sent You at the Barbershop Duet.com. Well, apple is in the rose family, so I might have cheated a little. And y'all, that sandalwood from like Parasso Red caught my eye. Are you getting that beautiful, smooth sandalwood that makes this beautiful soap wearable?
I think that adds a little bit of the masculine touch too somehow. It needed some spice to round it out, so a little cinnamon was used.
And like you said, I don't even sense it as cinnamon. I sense a woody sweetness, but how are you getting that?
It's funny, like I almost feel like I'm in a really fancy study and there's like a darker redwood or cherrywood or something behind me.
This is almost what I would hope the library scene in Wicked would smell like. And where did you get this gorgeous bowl from?
This is my KUN abalone bowl. This is the smaller size of the two.
I'm just gonna drop an almond-sized bit of soap in there, and Sarah's gonna make a flat plane with her finger with a little heat, a little friction, so that way the brush is just gonna pull up layers, not chunks. And y'all, this glorious piece of hardware was a gift from Sean and Julie Smuldridge. This is our Trotter Patino Way brush. I love this, with one of the best synthetic knots I have ever felt in my life.
I'm already getting more of the floral stuff coming through.
I know, I can already sense it spreading out just by spreading it in the bowl. And how are you going to build a lather in case we have some fellow newbies watching?
All right, so you take your dry brush and place it onto the soap that got a little wet from spraying, and you start going one direction, and then you take it going the other direction. And then once you feel like all the soap is kind of getting onto the bristles as much as it can, you turn your brush about 25% and then go for it again. One direction and the other direction.
That brush spin is a patented Barbershop Duet move that you will only find here and on all the other channels that figured it out before us.
And once most of the soap is out of those octopus arms, as our friend Melinda would say, you go on diving down and get the water and start to build that lather. The bubbles are pretty big to start, and then the more time we spend here, the tinier the bubbles get.
In the wine, you know. I love those bowls because they feel like a shaving bowl from like 100 years ago.
Although the one in that picture, look at, he's got in the mug, the soaker, that's a fancy brush.
He is building a lather in a champagne bucket? What is that? If you are a newbie, there are meetups in our hobby, and people like Mark Zarate and Barry Bedford just dropped their videos from the Maggart and TRC 2025 meetup. Go check those out. When we found my mom's birth family, they were like 100% British. Their last name was Cargay. I know we never talk about lather here at the Barbershop Duet, but we need to show you why we are such giant fans of 345 around here. Look at that beautiful base. Look at that iridescence. And this is something you will only find here at the Barbershop Duet. This is the You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile with on 3, 1, 2. Oh, that's lovely. Pass that over. Oh!
Yeah, that exploded over there.
Oh, y'all, I love how these all clicked together in the lather. The way that rose is hitting that citrus.
I was just going to say, I feel like this might be the most masculine rose we've ever encountered.
Hear her face without it having to go dark or purpley. Right? That's a brilliant observation. Everything in here is a very unisex sort of scent note, but the balance that they're in is masculine. I mean, not like John Wayne, but yo, Tom Hanks at least.
But good news, we just checked. We bought this back in December, but it's still available on sale.
And $5 off. Okay, full disclosure. Sarah is our queen of getting the accompanying splashes after we smell a scent. But y'all, I'm going to go running to the 345 site after this to see if I can get that splash and that EDP. This is that charming. And y'all, the intensity is strong.
Yeah.
But the scent isn't.
Yes.
Is that an interesting thought? Like, it really surrounds me, but I'm not sure how it's doing it so gently.
And I would swear that it has such fine perfuming in it that it could be a cologne homage. Like, there's just something in it that's blended so well
100%.
that I would think I would just walked into like a Nordstrom floor plan and someone's like, here, take a whiff of this.
And a friendly filter over this scent. Whoever comes up to me with this, I'm going to eat whatever he hands me.
So if we were to put this on a crowd-pleasing scale, no, we're talking about it being more masculine, but to me, it's at least like a 7.5.
I hang out with an interesting crowd, but 9.
Like, I don't think there's a day you couldn't wear this.
I get a sense of like the beach.
Yeah.
When I'm smelling this. So not aquatic, but like the sand.
But I think even in the picture, like there is ocean here. Like I knew it wasn't aquatic, but I knew I was outdoors and there was somehow a crispness in the air.
I'm kind of obsessed with this.
This is a very Marcus scent. Like it could be dapper. It could be any day kind
I'm
of a scent.
subscribing to 345 today. I'm running away with this soap. If you can catch me, let's go a little deeper.
We got so distracted we didn't even show them how the lather works.
Here's how the lather works. All right, y'all. So we love watching our shaving videos on YouTube. It's so much better than watching the news, but we don't do shaving here at the Barbershop Duet. We thought you might all like to see what it looks like when this incredible 345 formula coats the face.
My turn.
An absolutely beloved formula in this hobby, y'all. Everybody knows this.
This is the part of the show where Marcus is glad he has not shaved yet today because he can use this to know.
I want to break some rules and shave on the show now. And y'all, I didn't think razor clogging would be such a thing until I called my friends and was like, how come my Henson doesn't really feel like it's picking up the tiny hair? You got to rinse it more often. But some lathers know exactly how to channel through your razor, and this is one of those.
It's still super padded though, which is the part that you kind of think that would be unexpected, but I enjoy that here.
What is that something that these scent notes are building that I kind of recognize that I don't recognize?
It's funny, I was just having that same thought of like, okay, I know we were saying this is more masculine, but now that I'm getting a whiff of it close to my nose, I feel like I could be dressed up using this any day of the week I want to.
Not something from our shave locker, it's something from my life. Hold on, what is that? Constant viewers who've been following my obsession with the smell of my best friend's house growing up.
Oh.
It's about 90% of it.
Okay, we're getting closer.
Prettier than a gourmand without being gourmand. Even carnation under the surface of this. Beautiful.
You know, this could almost have like a royalty vibe. You know, like it not an in-your-face thing, but just like you expect them to smell nice. This is it.
This is what I hope King Charles smells like, you know?
But I feel like the Queen could pull this off too.
Well, not now.
Anymore.
What if King Charles smells like Arco? You'd kind of worry about civilization, right? A Savile Row barbershop, 100%.
Okay,
This is what it would
if they
smell like.
smell like that, I'm going in.
Well, y'all, we've had a meeting,
Yep.
and we have decided that Burlington is definitively on our 2025 Masterpiece Collection list. Y'all, this might even be the first 3, 4, 5 to make the list. Congratulations, y'all. We will send the award in the mail. This deflates into a greeting card. Absolutely, for being not only outside the box, but breaking our cleverness scale. Masterpiece, y'all.
Yep. I feel like as soon as we're done recording, we're going to be clicking order on the splash because we got to see what it's like in that form.
I'm going to do it right now. Hold on. I don't mean to alarm you, but the EDP is on sale for $17.
This really might be a wedding scent almost for you. Like, there's something fun in this.
Because for me, tuxedos don't smell like fine colognes. They smell like this.
I don't think anyone would walk by you and not say you smelled good.
Right. You're going to have to say I do. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be little orphan Annie, knowing that as long as you've got a smile, you are as well dressed as anyone on Saville Row. And just about the time Mr. Bundles comes to smuggle you out of the orphanage, you are going to get your own. So head over to 345soap.com to check out this and a wide range of other cool stuff. Well, I have had my shave, y'all, with Burlington and finished it off with the EDP that we bought halfway through filming this episode. It was so good. In trying to get a stranglehold on how they did what they did here, I think they took some of the set notes that Coco Chanel had originally started messing with back in the 20s and 30s, took some set notes that were traditionally feminine and rearranged them in a way that they would be definitively and without question a masculine scent. There is mystery, wonder, and inspiration happening in this one in a base that is one of the best in the whole business. Hey, 345, home run with this masterpiece. Welcome to Messages.
So for our May giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $20 to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first June episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck. Well, I'm glad we started with this one today. That was fun.
Completely unexpected.
Right?
And now I'm going to have to camp out by the mailbox to see when my EDP gets here.
Let me just explain that it does not smell like Burlington Coat Factory.
No. Burlington Coat Factory smells like pork rinds and deep discounts. There's very little pork in this.
Yes. Thank goodness.
This is just that Disneyland ride I can't keep riding. Everything I discover in this, every time I whip it, I am just getting brand new worlds.
It's still so funny to me because I would never say that there is a fruit in there.
Right.
But it's working magic.
Yes. It's like the magic fruit hanging at Arena's place in the Hero's Quest game by Sierra. Somebody out there has to know that. Put it in the comments.
Have we played that one?
Do you remember throwing rocks at a nest for a ring?
No.
No. She did beat King's Quest 4.
I did.
And y'all, 345 Soap is one of the only artisans that has a subscription where you can actually help and vote on what the next soaps and splashes will be. We don't know anything about it, but we're going to investigate that this afternoon. So check out our next 345 episode. We will have more details.
Yes. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.